football. It's your girl Sharon. So listen, I need y'all to stop doing this. Stop passing off your failures on your kids. Just stop. And what I mean by that is the biggest one that I see is when you got these dads out here on these football fields pushing their kids to be who they used to be. And the kids don't really want to do it, but the only reason why they're doing it is because their parents making them do it. Now, ain't nothing wrong. Ain't nothing wrong with wanting your child to be a next football star. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Football star, baseball player, Olympics, whatever you want them to be. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that. But there's something wrong with when you pushing that child so much to where he hates it. Because all he is hearing is you screaming in his ear. You're not doing that right. You're not doing that. You the only dad out there yelling. All the other dads, they yelling, but you like the loudest one because you missed your time. You missed your time. Let's be honest. It's some dads out there that played football, basketball, baseball, whatever it was, and they was good, right? They was great. The top of the team, they was the best. And something happened in their life, well, guess what? They did not make it. And that's life. That is the statistics of today. That majority of them kids out there on these park fields, all 200, 2,000, 10,000 of these kids all over the world playing football. Over half of them, more than half, are going to make it anyway, no matter how good they are, right? The numbers going to trickle down. You're going to have so many at park. You're going to have a lot less in middle school, a lot less in high school. And guess what? Maybe out of high school, out of 10 of them boys that can play, 2 of them might make it. And out of the 2 that might make it, only 1 may get drafted. And you see it. You see it all the time. Where these kids are out there killing themselves for their dads most of the time. Their parents out there killing themselves trying to be the best they can be when all they really want to do is just be kids and play. But you're trying to make them at 10 years old, you're trying to make them Deion Sanders or Matt Ryan. I don't know. You're just trying to make them into something that they really don't want to be. Quit passing what you didn't get to do, or quit passing your failures or your mistakes off on your kids. We do it so much. A lot of times we think in our life, man, I messed up, so I'm going to do all I can and make sure my child don't do it. And I get that, right? But there are certain areas in life where, guess what, you can encourage your kids not to do some things, and some things you have to let your child be the child. We have to let our kids grow up to be the individuals who they want to be. Now, I'm not saying let them walk around and be failures. No, push them to do good things and great things. But don't push them where you made mistakes, because what they may not make the same mistakes that you made. And sometimes you got to let our kids make mistakes so they can learn, because they may hear you say it all day, but it ain't until they get to endure it themselves to where they say, oh God, I get what my mom and dad was saying. But we have to stop pushing our past failures, our mistakes on our kids. And that's the biggest area for me, is when we see these kids on the football field making mistakes. Okay, mamas, you had a child when you was young. You made a mistake. We get it. But just because your daughter is hanging out with some girls that may not be, the best girls to hang with, don't mean that she's going to make the same mistake. Because she's been listening to you all along. But you can't keep her sheltered. You can't keep her in the house. You can't tell her you can't go nowhere. I get that. It's crazy out there. We scared. We nervous. But guess what? She's going to have to leave you one day. She's going to become an adult. And when she becomes an adult, you rather her be prepared than not prepared. So we have to let our children be children first and let them grow up with you being by their side, with you supporting them and helping them. But don't push them off the edge. Don't stress them to no end, And I mean, even as a parent myself, there were some times that I wish I would have pushed my son to do things. And I'm going to be honest with you, my son didn't graduate top of the class. He was really never on honor roll. I'm just be honest. And I would get frustrated. And I would cry. And I'd be like, I'm just a failure as a mom. I'm just not doing a good job. But I look at it today as almost a 20-year-old man who can take care of himself. He's a very respectable kid. Not a bad kid at all. He's to himself a lot. He doesn't do a lot of talking like he did when he was 5. We could never get him to shut up. But today, he's just so quiet. But he's so respectable. He likes spending time with his grandparents, with his family. He is a great kid. He's becoming a great young adult. Now, if I could change some of the things, I probably would. But I realized that whatever it was that he went through made him who he is today. Let's stop pushing our kids in directions that we want to go or we didn't get to go. Let your child be a child. Let them start making decisions, especially when they're like 16 and up. Let them start making decisions. And you can always say, okay, I hear the decisions you want to make, but let me give you a better picture of what I think you should do. Because see, when you start trusting them and start letting them be responsible, they become responsible people. You know, we let our son say, hey, you want that nice car? You can have that nice car, but you got to pay the car note. I'll help you with the insurance, but you got to pay the car note. So now he understands that, guess what? Bills have to be paid, right? That's what we got to start doing. You know, we got to start pushing our kids and not pushing them so much to where we stress them out, but love them. And be hard, but be loving and hard. Get what I'm saying? I'm saying, guess what? No, son, you can't do that, but I'll help you. You about to be 20 years old. I can't do everything for you, but I'll help you. But when they're babies, you got to love them and not push them. Don't push that 5-year-old boy so hard on the football field to where he get home, he can't do nothing but eat and sleep. Because as far as I'm concerned, when my son played football, school came first. Football was just a curriculum, an extra activity. I'll take you off this field if you don't know what to do in school. That was my priority. I don't know about nobody else, but that's how I felt about my kids. Because sometimes we push our kids sometimes at sports where we don't push them in school. And then he get into that sports or he get into that game and he hurt himself, he can't play. So what do he fall back on? We didn't push him in education. Especially when these boys get like a full ride to college. Ask him, what else do you think you'll like to do? What else would you like to major in? Not general studies, but think of something you like to do. You like pets? Be a veterinarian. You like counseling or you like talking to people? Do that. But let's encourage our kids. We just don't put them in one box. They can go in any direction they want to go. But let's stop pushing our kids into a certain direction because we didn't make it or because we failed at it. Let them be who they want to be. Let them be their own person. And I promise you, if you love them, if you help them, if you guide them, put God in their life, because we all need Jesus. I don't care what nobody say. We all need him. They'll make it. They'll make it. And they are going to make mistakes. Guess what? Because we make mistakes. Let them make the mistakes because they'll learn from them. I'm let my son do it plenty of times. And when he made that mistake or when he failed at that, he was like, okay, I'm not going to do that no more. Let them be who they are. Let them grow. But don't stress them or scare them away to the point where they just quit doing everything because they know I ain't gonna never do nothing right by my dad because he always get mad. I ain't gonna never do right by my mama because she always thinking I'm doing this and that. Communication, first of all. But that's all I want. I just want us to stop, pushing our kids or pushing our mistakes and failures onto our kids and kind of trying to put them in a box when it's like they really just need to be free. Not doing what they want to do, but need to be free to be at home and talk to you and say, you know what, I don't really want to play football. And you could say, okay, I really want you to play, but what would you like to do? Or she could say, Mama, I promise you, if you just trust me, I'm not out there doing what you think these other girls are doing. And that's it. It's just that simple. So it's your girl Sharon. I love you all, as always. I thank God for this platform. I thank God for those of you who are tuning in. It has been truly a blessing this whole half of the year. God has been good to me with this It's Your Girl Sharon YouTube channel. Hit me up, comments, whatever you got to say. I'm always here for it. I thank you for the constructive criticism because it helps me do better. It's your girl Sharon. Like, subscribe, tune in. Peace.